If you're holding SOS Stock Limited, all right, especially since the last 5 to 6 months, chances are you are in the red as I am. I'm down 60%. And when you look at where Bitcoin performance are since that time frame, you look at other miners, especially here in the US or North America, BTBT, Riot Blockchain, Marathon Digital, all these miners, they're doing way better, right? And I explained in other in other videos, what is actually the issue here with SOS when it comes to the way the market sees it, and lots of short selling pressure on this stock. But before you actually sell, if that's what you intend to, not that I'm pushing you to do so, don't get me wrong, before you want to sell or you actually think about selling SOS stock, please consider this latest news that just came out today, because I think it's going to give you a lot more clarity, a lot more visibility into the actual issue here with SOS. Because SOS reported today that they're actually making progress on the construction of its North American supercomputing and hosting center. China, November 9, 2021. The company SOS reported the status of Phase 1 construction of its supercomputing and hosting center in North America. The center is located in Marinette County, Wisconsin, a state with rich natural resources and renewable energy. Right? SOS has been actively expanding its global footprint during the past year or so. The total power of the Wisconsin Center is expected to be 50 megawatts, fueled by renewable power and grid power. The Wisconsin facility is projected to have a total of Bitcoin hash power of 1,000 PH once in full capacity of operations. Phase 1 of the center is projected to use up to 20 megawatts. 17 units of mobile smart data center are equipped for this purpose. At present, 6 units of mobile smart data center have arrived in Wisconsin, and another 11 units mobile smart data center are in transit and are expected to arrive around December 2021. The CEO, Mr. Yangdai Wang, commented that the supercomputing and hosting center in Wisconsin is an important part of SOS efforts to create its own blockchain technology-based ecosystem. So what is this? Does this matter a lot to SOS? On two fronts. First of all, one of the major issues why China pushed some of the miners and cracked down on cryptocurrency a couple of months ago. As a result of that, lots of miners like SOS and others were forced to move either to North America, the US, Canada, or to South Korea or other locations where they were actually able to sustain the operations. All right. Now the other front is, going back to that point, one of the main issues for China, it was we're using too much energy. Cryptocurrency was using too much energy. And that's one of the reasons why they wanted to get people out of that business. So the fact that Elon Musk also mentioned that before the whole selling pressure, the whole pullback on cryptocurrencies after getting new all-time high in last summer was based on the energy consumption of cryptocurrency, especially in the mining sector. So the fact that they're actually going to the Wisconsin state where natural resources and renewable energy will be plenty, it's a good thing. The second front why this matters a lot is the PR, public relations on SOS. This is a company that does not communicate as much as it should, at least in my personal opinion, because they shifted the operations from AI, cloud computing, technology, and IT services to Bitcoin mining and Ethereum mining. All right, so the market has not caught up yet to the full extent, also because the company is still kind of opaque in terms of what they do, earnings, financial results, especially, et cetera, et cetera. So when they come up with such news, it's a good thing, because now that they are actually moving operations in the US and not in China anymore, it gives them more credibility, if you will, more credibility to the market. So it's true that now when you look at the share price, there is a ton of selling pressure, and with even Bitcoin hitting new all-time high, this can barely go to $5 a share, which it was trading at in April. Yeah, in April, right when I bought, thinking I was getting a really good bargain because I bought after a 60% discount from the new highs a little bit earlier in May. Just to say, finally, before ending this video, if you are still thinking that SOS Limited is a stock that you should sell, well, just sell and write the proceeds, which is going to be a loss into your next year tax return. But personally, when I get into a stock, I barely get in for the short term, and that's why I think the market has still to catch up in the new operations of SOS as a Bitcoin or crypto miner, but especially when they set up the full operations here in the US and credibility is getting back, is going to attract more buying pressure, hence kicking out the shorts that are actually king for the moment. But everything that goes down must go back up. I've seen this multiple times in the stock market, so it's not going to be different with stocks. The only question is when that is going to happen. And we will still be holding SOS.